A very warm welcome, everyone, to our Digital CXO meetup. And thank you for taking out time and dialing in today. I hope all of you and your families are well and keeping safe. So we have a power-packed presentation and a discussion planned for all of you. We'll be taking you through what is Google Maps, how it can help the retail and e-commerce industries, especially during this time, and also how it is helping businesses solve a lot of their challenges. Um as next steps, let me quickly walk you through the agenda. I'll introduce you to the speakers or the panelists of the session, and then we'll talk more about what is Google Maps and how is it helping people and companies, businesses. We'll be also taking you through the journey of Spencer's Retail, how it went Google and how is it helping them. Then we'll touch upon some of the change in the retail, the shift in the retail space, especially the user behavior, and cover some of the top use cases and case studies that we've been working on together. And last bit, we'll talk about how can Fierce as a Google Maps Premier partner help you. And then we'll open the floor for some Q&A. So I'll introduce you to the panelists for the session. So Gaurav Bansal is a channel sales head for India for Google Maps platform. Nicola is the product expert in retail, and he has joined us from Singapore. He is part of the Google Maps team for the APAC region. Javed is the GM and head IT of Spencer's Retail. Thank you for joining in, Javed. And I'm Ria Verma I'm part of the business team here at Sears. I lead the APAC business. So I'll open the floor. I'll give it to Gaurav to take it ahead.
All right, perfect. Thank you so much. Once again, welcome, and thank you for making time. So we'll probably be spending about 15 minutes together, and I'll walk you through the journey of what we've been up to at Google Maps. So let's get started. So what you see in front of you is one of my favorite slides. It always reminds me how interesting the maps journey has been. What you see is one of the oldest maps known to mankind. It is about 2,300 years old, also known as the Babylonian map. But don't worry, I'm not here to walk you through the journey of last few thousand years, but we would probably focus on the journey of last 15 years. Next slide, please. And that is the journey of Google Maps platform, of how long we've been very passionate as a company about organizing world's information, which has been our vision and mission of the company. And what we are trying to do with Google Maps is also a step in the same direction. I think all of us probably realize this by now, that how location has increasingly started playing a key role in our lives, personal or professional. And this will only increase with time. Look at the number of connected devices. Look at the amount of data that our organizations generate, which has a location component. So not really a surprise that we are all here today to discuss about the power of location intelligence. So I'd like all of you to take a moment and probably reflect on the roles that you play in your respective organizations. And it is likely that no matter which company you come from, which part or which team you come from, it is likely that you are trying to answer one of these three questions. You are either working on a project or an assignment where you are trying to improve your end customer experience, or you are looking at optimizing your company's operations, making things more efficient, saving cost, or you are perhaps involved in helping your company make some strategic decisions with respect to expansions, with respect to taking decisions on where should you run your marketing campaigns, things like those. If the answer is even yes to one of these three, then hopefully your time will be very meaningfully spent today. So having understood why location intelligence has started playing a key role, I'd like to spend a few minutes with you on discussing with you on why we would request you to consider Google Maps platform as a platform of your choice. sharing things of what we've heard from our clients on why and how they've been using our platform location intelligence services. The first and foremost thing which comes to your mind, everyone's mind, when you think of a mapping platform, naturally is, everybody wants um, a mapping platform which gives you real-time data, which gives you accurate data, and which is where Google Maps really stands out. So, just sharing some facts with you, we do about 25 million updates in a day. So you can imagine by the time you leave from the webinar today, we would have already done uh, a few million updates. That's to ensure that you are always looking at a mapping platform which is giving you data which is updated and accurate. Apart from making sure the data is real time and accurate, we also want to make sure that you are looking at data which is rich. It should represent the world in and around you. And how do we do that? Apart from deploying various technology, which could be information from handheld devices or satellites or using our own technology, we also depend a lot on what we call as local guides. We have 60 million local guides who would really be like our feet on street to make sure every nook and corner of the world is plotted. So that's to make sure that you're looking always at rich data. The third point is slightly underrated but very critical, and this is what we hear from our customers, that when you build a technology solution on a mapping platform, what you also expect is to offer something to your end customers, a user interface which is very familiar. And that is where Google Maps becomes the obvious choice, because it is one of the most loved platforms used by billion plus users, and hence it becomes so easy and convenient for your customers to adapt to this. One of the big things we've seen, one of the big components behind technology adoption whenever you're trying to launch something new is the fact that the UI is familiar, and that is where Google Maps platforms comes into picture. Many of us probably work for Indian organizations, but it is not a surprise that in today's world we deal with partners, vendors, suppliers, which are international in nature, and hence we found our clients are always looking for technology solutions which cut across geographical boundaries. Nobody wants to deal with multiple mapping platforms, and that is once again where Google Maps platform comes in very handy, because one platform, one license works seamlessly well, no matter where you are or your partners are across the globe. Hence, it is not really a surprise that across the globe we find many small and large organizations continue to use Google Maps across verticals. We will, of course, during the webinar today, go more deeper into your industry and use cases specific to you, but I'm trying to give you a slightly more broader perspective. But we did not stop here. We heard a lot of feedback from our clients on how we could improve our Google Map mapping platform, and what we did was we integrated our platform with cloud services and changed our model to make it a post-paid model from a prepaid model, so that the platform grows as your organization is growing. And hence was born a commercial model which works very well with organizations of all sizes. So what you see is a screenshot of how the commercial model for Maps APIs work. So one natural question on everyone's mind would be how this mapping platform is really available to you, and I wanted to address that thing upfront. The model is now very simple, scalable. So all you need to do is really sign up, and it exposes various Maps APIs for your consumption. It is a screenshot which you are seeing. On the left-hand side are mentioned list of detailed APIs. On the right-hand side, you are able to see a commercial pricing per API call, per 1,000 API calls, so very transparent. The first 2 tiers of pricing are also available publicly. There's a link which can be shared later on. But what's very interesting is as you grow and your API consumption grows, we have multiple pricing tiers which are made available to you through our partners like Sears, and that's the value. That's one of the values that our partners bring to you. They make available various volume tiers so that you are able to enjoy a sort of a volumetric discounted pricing. So I'll not spend too much time on this right now. I just wanted to give you a sneak peek there. I also wanted to spend a few minutes with you on sharing with you on some of the new and interesting things that we've been doing on our side on the Maps world. Um, one of the recent and I'll call it a new feature, call it a new product launches that we've done is something known as local context. Very relevant for industries like travel, hospitality, real estate, but every industry is now finding innovative use cases. So this basically lets the end customer explore the world in and around a certain location before the user makes a final decision. Like I said, innovative use cases every day. So we are in discussions with a electric vehicle charging company which wants to take a decision on where to deploy electric charging stations, and it is using this product called local context because it helps them visualize what is in and around a certain area. And likewise, every industry is making use of this platform in a different way. What we also heard from many of our customers was the need for them to use APIs and eventually, customize it to suit their brand, color, font, taste. And we wanted to take that problem away from our customers and help out as much as we can. And that's where now we are offering sort of a plug and play solution of Maps customization, where just a few lines of code and you are set. You have multiple options to choose from, and the maps becomes yours. So that's one of the other latest things that we've done. We are doing a lot of work in the area of gaming, and this has unlimited potential. From the obvious solutions, some of you may have heard of things like Pokemon Go, etc. There are various use cases. There are various exercising apps, bicycling companies, which let you go for a run or do a bicycle in the area of your choice. Some of us who are runners may want to run on a mountaineering landscape or a city landscape. Real estate companies may want to make leverage of this and let their customers imagine what the property and surrounding areas look like. So that's the power of the gaming solution that we are really working on right now. Pluscodes is one of my favorites. Some of you who've been tracking this industry may already know of this as a open source code which has existed for many years now. The good news is it has become integrated with Maps APIs. So very simply put, what it does is it gives an address to every square meter of the corner of the earth. And by doing this, what we ensure is that no house, no locality goes unaddressed. Everybody gets now alphanumeric address, especially relevant for India, tier 2, tier 3 cities, where we know addressability is a big challenge, where we know addresses in India are very long, very complex. So this, we hope, will become the common currency of address at some point in time. This is something we did around lockdown, where our customers wanted to know which are the commercial establishments, point of interest. We got some queries from retail companies as well who wanted to check if their retailers are operational, temporarily closed, or are they permanently closed. So that's something we made available as part of the APIs. So a sneak peek into what is coming ahead. Doing a lot of work in the area of logistics, ride sharing, delivery, trying to improve data for our country, trying to make the housing complex data available more accurate so that you are able to make more meaningful decisions. Your customers are able to find the information that you are looking for. Um, Not at the liberty of giving more details at the moment, but just wanted to tell you what are some of the big bets that we are placing as Google Maps. That sort of really brings me to the end of my presentation, and I just wanted to close out by saying, never say never. There are always endless possibilities. So keep challenging us, keep giving us feedback on how can we improve, and that's about it from a Google Maps overall perspective. Thank you. Oh,
Thank you.
back to you, Ria.
Yes, thank you so much, Gaurav. It was wonderful to know what's new. I'm very excited about all the new product changes that are happening. I would again like to introduce Javed here. Javed is the head GMIT and head IT at Spencer's Retail. So we'll be talking more on how has Javed's journey been with Google Maps and with Sears. So over to Gaurav and Javed again for a fireside chat.
Hello, everyone.
All right. Thank you. Thanks. Good to be back. Hi, Javed.
Yeah,
Good
hi.
morning. How are you doing?
I'm fine.
So I do have a couple of interesting thoughts and questions where we would invite your feedback. And as a warmer, would love to know a little more about Spencer's, and especially how have you been doing as a company during this pandemic and lockdown period?
Sure, sure. Spencer's Retail is a medium-sized retailing company. We are primarily into food and grocery retailing, and we run hypermarkets across North India and Eastern India primarily. We have a small presence in Southern India as well. So food and grocery, as you know, was a part of the essential commodities. So even during the lockdown, we have been allowed to operate our stores. And food offtake has increased substantially in the initial months, let's say April and May, and now it's gradually returning to the pre-COVID levels. We used to run a small e-commerce arm as well, and it was the our omni-channel presence. But post-COVID, our percentage-wise, the e-commerce sales have increased substantially. So now our out of store sales are close to 15% of the offline stores. So we are the only true omni-channel retailing company in India at present, because our percentage wise our store sales and the online sales as a percentage of our offline sales is the largest. So
Right.
that was all about our business. We use Google Maps extensively.
Sure. Yeah, yeah, of course. You've been a great customer of ours, and that's one thing which I always wanted to know. As to how did it all start? I'm sure a couple of years back, whenever you would have taken this decision that you want
Yeah.
to use maps, and did you use, for example, other platforms as well? How did you come to a decision of using Google Maps? So please walk us through that journey.
Sure, sure. Our e-commerce journey started somewhere around in 2017. Unlike other e-commerce businesses, food and grocery retailing is hyper local. So we can't really have one place from where we can serve all our customers. So we wanted to leverage our physical stores and use them as the warehouses to deliver to the local customers. So for this, location intelligence is very important for us. Till around February this year, we were using PIN codes. So we used to ask our customers to enter the PIN code, and based on the PIN code, we used to provide them the list of the nearest stores who can cater to their needs. So we started using Google Maps to find out the PIN code of the users around just before COVID, and it has led to a sharp increase in the conversions, as well as improve the customer experience. Because now using the Maps API, we are able to find out customers PIN code, and based on that we map. We ask the customer only to enter the, let's say, first 5 or 6 letters of their location, their building, flat, area. Based on that, we populate the drop down and auto suggest, and then customer can choose their own addresses. So this has helped us immensely because we are able to take advantage of the updated database which Google provides. We have
Right.
also put up a store locator on our website and on our e-commerce platform, so that in case there is a customer who is interested in coming up and picking up the product, they can locate the nearest store conveniently.
Right.
All of this integrations which we had done pre-COVID, we could leverage them immensely during the COVID time, because when the lockdown started and customers, there was a huge influx of first-time customers who were moving to e-commerce, online grocery,
Right.
and from across India, even the areas which we did not service, we had customers coming from those areas onto our apps. So at that time, we were able to map get our users. It was something like firewalling users who are not in the area which we service. Because otherwise, what will happen? We service, let's say, some 15,000 pin codes in India, and we are getting customers from 25,000 pin codes whom we can't service, but they are accessing our database, browsing our database, and increasing our server spends. So that was one place where we were able to take advantage of the updated Google Maps APIs. We also
That's good to know.
use API to improve our operations. For example, when you place an order
Yeah.
and the order has to be picked, so we generally prefer to pick the orders which are farthest from the delivering locations first, because they have to travel a longer distance. So in this also, we use the Maps API and the Route API to find out how long it will take to deliver to that locations. Whichever is the farthest, that order is picked first. So this way we are able to give consistent user experience, and we are able to cater to the users' orders fast.
Okay. And all this, have you seen some tangible impact? I mean, have you been measuring? Do you think your operations have become more efficient, or do you think you've seen a user base growth? What kind of an impact have you seen?
See, we had a blip during the COVID times, which of course
Right.
was generic. It didn't
Yeah.
have anything to do with the integration. But post-COVID, now when we are returning to the pre-COVID levels, we notice that the stickiness, now the daily average users has gone up by 300%. So
Okay.
today we are able to increase, for example, in February, whatever DAU we had, now it is around 2.5 to 3 times on an average during the weekdays. And we, based on our customer call center queries, we are able to infer indirectly that the number of wrong deliveries, wrong addresses, those instances have gone down substantially.
Okay. That's great to know. Clearly, some of the most important parameters for an organization like yours, right? I'm also keen to learn from you on, you've been engaging very closely with our partners, Sears, and how's that relationship, how's that partnership been for you?
Sears relation has been very good. We have been interacting with them continuously, and especially during the COVID times when we had to scale up very fast, they have played a very active role. They have partnered with us, and they have handled all our billing queries, our optimization queries, and they have been interacting with our technical team on a continuous basis. They have been giving suggestions to us how to cut down on the number of calls, how to use the Maps API efficiently, how to use them better.
That's
We
always
had a
heartening.
regular interaction with their technical team as well, our technical team and Sears technical team.
Okay.
Even
Good to
though our
know.
usage has increased, let's say approximately 2.5 to 3 times, but our billing has not increased in that level because we have been optimizing. And unlike other places, no, Sears actively partners with us so that we can use Google Maps APIs more efficiently.
Yeah, that's exactly what one would expect from a partner, right? That you would expect them to be responsive, you would expect them to look out for you, even if it means reducing cost because per unit cost is always coming down, right? So that gives you some confidence. I can understand where you're coming from. So perhaps my last question really would be a little more forward-looking question on, as you're thinking about your business, are there any other new areas which you are thinking of in the pipeline where you plan to use location intelligence and Google Maps?
See, till now, our primary focus has been on the use of Google Maps APIs for our e-business. But now in the last, let's say 6 to 7 months usage, with the confidence that we have got and looking at the new capabilities which Maps API provides us, we are also exploring using it for our offline business. Supply chain plays a very important role in our offline business, because in each city we have one distribution center. From that distribution center we cater to the rest of the stores, and we have to do optimization for the vehicles. For example, fresh vehicles, they compulsorily have to live in the morning. The other vehicles, they can live at other times, and during the daytime we have restrictions in moving in the city. So we are creating an app with all of this functionality inbuilt, so that we can use it for our supply chain, for shipping the items from the distribution center to the stores. So that is still in POC phase now. We are working it out, but that is one area where we are hopeful that it will give us new capabilities and optimize our supply chain costs.
Awesome. Great to know. So it looks like you become a location expert yourself, Javed, having worked with us and having used this platform. So all the best for your journey. All the best to your business ahead. And thank you once again for speaking with us today.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Gaurav. Thank you, Javed. It was wonderful to know Spencer's journey, how it went Google. Now, in the next segment of our presentation, we wanted to invite Nicola. Nicola has joined us from Singapore. He's a retail expert, subject matter expert, and he would tell us how during this situation, during this pandemic, how has the user behavior changed, and how can Google Maps help here? So over to you, Nicola.
Thank you, Ria. Hi, everyone. So my name is Nicola Dalmazzo. As Ria was saying, I work here from Singapore in the same team of Gaurav, covering more Southeast Asia, New Zealand, Australia. And today I will cover really very quickly 3-4 slides, just to give you a little bit of perspective of what we see globally. By the way, I'm very impressed about what Spencer is doing in India, and this is really showing how think about the future even before the future come is always a good thing. So what we want to try in today is really to share with you some best practice. Maybe you can start to adopt and consider to really serve better the customer. And actually, I will start with something that Jack Ma, so the owner of ex-owner of Alibaba, said when somebody asked him, "Okay, how you see this COVID crisis for the evolution of retail and e-commerce?" And he said, I'm not very worried, because we basically in China created Alibaba with SARS, when people started to use more and more internet and online payment and ordering online. And COVID will be an opportunity really to change again and maybe accelerate some type of behavior that the consumer already were showing. So what are these behaviors? So basically what we see globally is that the consumer have more and more choices, right? E-commerce before was really developed a lot on more emerging market. Now is pretty much everywhere. Big groups are investing largely. At the same time, local companies and traditional retailer are becoming more smart, and also are starting to use some of their local presence, right, to serve the customer closer. And also, during this pandemic, when international also supply chain had problems, they saw, and the consumer also saw, an advantage sometimes to buy locally. So this change has to be an opportunity really for many companies in retail to really think about what they are doing well, what they should improve, and how they can improve. And using our technology that give a local data and link to the context of where consumer are and where consumer act could be definitely something that this company can use. So if you go on the next slide, I just want to bring also some other data, right? So we all know that people look more and more online before doing any kind of purchase, and so it's very important to be present there, right? Even for an offline retail. But what we saw recently is that there is an increasing of what we see like product availability, right? So people, before going out from house, but also even they might still like to go to a shop, etc. But they want to do that only if the product is there. And also because sometimes, as I say, with this international shipment, etc. Well, yeah, it's very convenient to wait for the product at home. But if this is delay, and then if the product is not exactly what I want, then that could be not as convenient as many of these online retail claim. So it's very important that traditional retailer use their local presence, right? And how they can do that? Well, they can do that with, for example, a store locator, as Spencer did, right? So showing where is the closest shop where somebody can go and just choose a product. But at the same time, if they are able, introduce also the inventory that specific shop has. Right, so that's are some ideas. And then, of course, when the person has all the different options, can still decide to buy online, and then wait for the products, right? And here also we have capabilities, right, to help retailers if they want to invest, for example, in their own fleet for delivery. And in general, we power as Google Maps some of the larger 3PL as well. At the same time, there is something that we see more and more emerging, is this really like pick up in store. So that's also capabilities that could be very, very powerful, because maybe sometimes it's very convenient for the customer just go and pick it up. And this is when we talk about groceries sometimes, but even about products, right? So you can still have a look to the product, maybe try it, and then if there is any problem, maybe return the products in the best convenient way. In the next slide, you will see that here are some numbers that were some interview that we were running just after let's say the end of the first wave of COVID. So let's say in August, where there was this kind of positive attitude, and we'll see that. And that's something that still is a reality, right? We talk a lot about e-commerce, but still in many countries, the penetration of e-commerce is not even double digit, right? So traditional retailers still make a lot of the overall purchasing, and it's there where we think that there should be like the biggest revolution, really, right? And then who knows, right? Unfortunately, we see the COVID situation is still didn't concluded, and then we will have maybe hopefully not, but international tension, also more restriction to movement of goods, etc. So really, I think a rethinking of the supply chain, more local, or just being able to manage any kind of supply chain from the consumer side, but also from the supplier side, is very, very important. And we can help you really to optimize, at least in terms of routing, in terms of using the resources that these retailers already have in the best way. You see in the next slide, at the end of the day, the most important things is really focusing on consumer, right? So what the shopper want, how can we give them the best of option? How can we bring the best of value of our own brand? We cannot maybe compete on pricing with Amazon, but we can compete on delivering time because we are local. We can maybe offer an alternative to come to a very close shop and try the product. If you don't like it, just return it. We can have maybe a larger availability on types or on sizes, for example, locally. So I think all these elements really has to be rethought, and with one thing in mind, that is really like, how can we serve better the customer? Yeah, so this is a very short, journey about what we see around now. I think Rija will go really across some of best practice and solutions. I will stay here for any questions or comments that raise. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Nicola. Thank you for sharing your insights and the studies that have been conducted. It was wonderful to know. Now I would like to share some of the top use cases in the industry and also cover some of our recent work in the domain. How have we worked with companies in retail and e-commerce industries and helped them? While discussing with our customers, a leading outcome that they wanted was, as Nicola also mentioned, helping shoppers find the best store to visit. And Store Locator Plus gives you that platform to do that. It would help you all the APIs. The solution has APIs that can help you list stores near to a user. It would also give users the details, the directions, the route to travel. It would actually keep users on your website rather than switching different tabs and going through actual consumer version of Google Maps. And you can use the same details available on the consumer version on your website, giving them a wholesome experience, a very engaged experience on your website, and not showing competitors around you as well. The key features of Store Locator Plus can be, number one, is auto-completing addresses or auto-filling addresses. Now, users can be at their home location, can be at, they can be traveling to some other place, and they would like to see the chains, the shops near to them. So they can easily, with autocomplete, Google Places autocomplete, type in their addresses, and you can show all the nearby stores around them. So it would give them the flexibility and easily standardize all addresses and give them a holistic view of your presence. The store profile details, especially important during such times, is giving users details of the shop, showing details like how many, what are the actual inventories available in the shop, giving them context, how many staff is present, how are you regularly cleaning or updating or sanitizing the store. This would give them build confidence on your chain visibility and make them visit the stores. So again, showing them relevant data, relevant inventory, contact details would increase the engagement on the website. Also, not just limiting to showing details, but also showing the last mile, that showing them routes, how to reach that location. Because if they go to Google Maps, they would also see competitors near them, and that doesn't help your business. Showing the routes details on your website would actually say, if it's 10 minutes away, it reduces customer anxiety and increases that conversion. And how customers have been using this data is, one, they try to track how many users have clicked for directions. This would give you details of where your exact customer base exists, which is area which it exists. And a lot of marketing analysis can be done. A lot of marketing campaigns can be run in that region to help you increase engagement, help you increase conversions. You can actually use vouchers, which are available online, can be used offline if the customer visits your store. This again would let you know how many users are actually looking for customers or stores near me. So all these things can be tracked, can be measured, and can be improved using Google Maps and other Google related tools. The next process or the next use case that comes while in the retail e-commerce space is simplifying checkout processes, and this is something Spencer's also talked about. While we've seen that customers want an efficient checkout process. If you've seen, if you allow users to enter their own address complete, one is we've seen an average of 70% abandonment rate. And it takes a lot of time because 90% of the abandonment is due to long and complicated processes, letting users enter their location, which ultimately won't be correct, won't be standardized. So using Google's autocomplete feature would help you reduce the checkout length by 64% and also boost your conversion rate by 15%. It actually reduces, we've seen results where it has reduced the conversion rates by up to reduce the total time taken to finish the checkout process by up to 50%. Our customers have shared that report. And it eventually increases conversion because it gives less and less time for users to think. And it automatically, they click on, yes, go to cart. Again, another application is in the supply chain vertical of Google Autocomplete. So say, for example, you've given your users the capability to enter their own addresses. In all possibilities, it will not be standardized. They would give inaccurate addresses. And this is especially important in India and the neighboring countries because the addresses may not be standardized. So to reduce that inaccurate deliveries, reduced failed deliveries, you can use Google's autocomplete because this is available on Google. You can find your way around it. And another extension to this application is plus codes, as Gaurav mentioned. If, say, an address is not available on Google, you can immediately use the plus code to get that address and further reduce the failed deliveries in the space. Click and Collect is an extension of Store Locator. Users want the freedom to buy online because it is convenient and pick up at the go. So enabling customers to do that and showing customers which are the nearest shops that are available for Click and Collect service also helps. So say I'm traveling from point A to point B and I can actually collect what I've bought online on the go. So it reduces your supply chain or your last mile delivery efforts, and it reduces customer anxiety. It makes it convenient for the user to collect the deliveries on the go. Again, Google Maps application showing nearby stores, giving redirections to the Click and Collect shop helps customer reach within time. Again, routing opens on your own website, gives them less and less chance to look at competitors, look at other nearby localities, and reach your shop, and it boosts conversions. We've seen a lot of customers, especially Starbucks and all these retail chains, operating on this model. It actually reduces time for a user on the shop, especially during COVID. I think we don't want people to be present at a given point of time for a longer time. So this gives them a convenience to order online, collect on the go, gives them a feel of purchasing something as well. I think the last important or the last top use case in the industry is geo-marketing analysis. One is we can send intelligent push notifications. So you can actually, around your store within a radius, create a geofence. And as and when the users enter or exit it, you can send them push notifications regarding latest offers, offline promotions, offline vouchers, as we mentioned, so that you can increase the footfall in your shops. And again, by auto-completing feature, you can actually collect that database in the latitude, longitudes in, and see where all your customer base lies in. And looking at that, you can push more and more where you feel the presence is less. You can push more and more online marketing campaigns to boost traffic, boost conversion. So a lot of our customers in health tech, in retail, and in e-commerce are actually using Google Maps for the internal marketing campaigns and marketing algorithms to boost conversions, to boost traffic on mobile app, web app. Now I would like to talk about some of our latest work in this particular domain. So you might all have heard of Xiaomi. They've recently, during COVID times, they've launched Mi Commerce, a mobile app where you can actually place orders and identify nearby stores to collect it. So it's a combination of a store locator plus a click and collect service. So users can actually place orders for their mobile phone or any IoT devices that they need at home. and collected on the way. And they needed a scalable service because, again, you don't know, during this time, a lot of people are going online, purchasing. So they need the platform that helps them scale better, build better, and they turned to Google Maps platform APIs. They're using Places autocomplete to collect addresses, the standardized addresses. They're also using directions to users to show routes to the nearby stores. So all of this has happened because of Google Maps API. And as Sears, we've been able to help them better their UI, better customer experience, and also optimize costs at the end. Again, Apollo Pharmacy, a big, huge use case during such times. So Apollo 24/7 actually launched their the online medicine delivery application way back in March, and they've seen the traffic increase tremendously. Again, collecting accurate data, customer addresses to ensure there's error-free deliveries was very important for them. And Sears has been able to help them optimize that API consumption and reduce costs by up to 40%. And last but not the least, Titan. All of you might have known Titan as a brand. If you go to their website, they have a store locator where they collect user addresses, show inventories of that stores near you, and also give you directions on how to go to that store. So again, reducing customer anxiety, providing them an end-to-end experience is what they wanted, and they've been able to achieve it using Google Maps APIs. This brings me to my last bit. Who is Sears and what value do we bring on the table? So Sears is a cloud automation and analytics company. We've been Google partners for the last 15 years or so, and we specialize in Google's technology stacks. So Google Cloud Platform, G Suite, Maps, Chrome, ecosystem, the whole entire ecosystem. We have technical capabilities to help you lift, shift, migrate to Google Cloud. And just a quick snapshot, we have a presence globally. We have 14 plus locations, headquarters in India, Singapore, London, and US. We have over 2,000 plus customers in the last 14 years, a strong team of 600 improvers who would help you through this journey, and about 150 plus technical architects who can help you with all your queries that come on Google. A small snapshot of the journey: we began our practice in 2006, and our Maps practice began in 2017. We were the fastest to Premier partner, acquiring 50 plus clients in just a short 9-month span. This is again a snapshot of our CEO Hardik Parekh with Thomas Kurian and the Google Cloud team. We've been winning the JPAC Reseller Award for the last 4 years, and this directly comes from our customer delight, our technical expertise, and our repeatable success that we've shown. A small bit that I want to focus on is Sears is again a location-based services specialization partner. Google launched the specialization in 2018, and we were the first ones to get it. And this was again all because of the technical expertise we were able to help our customers with, and implementing a lot of custom development solutions on their ecosystem. So Sears helps with a lot of services. We bring usage optimization sessions, we bring consulting, use case discovery workshops. We help with custom app dev solutions, which takes all Google Cloud services into picture. We offer all our customers, we provide a ticketing support and dedicated account management practice. So we have regular cadence with Google. We do joint marketing initiatives. We have customer case studies on the Google website, and there are regular touch points so that we believe you are our partners and we want to help you throughout the way. So again, we are expert in the retail and e-commerce industries, and we can help you with the right APIs for implementation of use cases. You can leverage partner discounts along with us. And again, after implementation, we conduct regular optimization workshops so you're using all the APIs efficiently and you're paying for what you use. Thank you everyone for joining in.